thing a go. I'm going to call this My Thursday Thinks. So it looks like it's loading, so I'm just going to give it a minute, make sure that I'm with you all. Aha, victory. Okay, so hello, welcome everybody, those who want to watch and those who don't, tough. So I'm going to give this live thing a go. Not sure what it's going to be like, not sure how you're going to appreciate it. Here we go. But at least you get to see my personality, see a bit about me. I do fall over my words, so ignore me if I say slightly the wrong thing or say the same thing twice in different ways. Just happens. I'm human. So I'm calling this My Thursday Thinks. So it's going to be where I've thought about things whilst I've been doing the horses or throughout the day when I've been doing my actual day job, or anything like that. Just things to talk about on a Thursday, wonder how you're all doing, and just to check in. Let me know if you really enjoy My Thursday Thinks and what topics perhaps you want to discuss or you want me to talk about. Go for it. Let me know. So the first thing is, obviously we've had lots of weird weather recently, lots of cold weather, lots of ice, lots of snow, and then today's been really weird. We've had sun, then rain, then sun, then rain, and downpours, and then it's beautiful sunshine. I mean, if you are in my Facebook group, I did a little video on there at lunchtime with Major, talking about what is on my yard, what are things I've got available for my horses, turmeric, salt, blah, 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 blah. So if you want to watch that, then check it out. It's in my Facebook group. Go join me over there. So with this weather, I've been wondering how have your horses been dealing with it, and how have you been dealing with it? Because I don't know about you, but I've got layer after layer after layer on, and I am sporting some absolutely awesome all-weather trousers, which are waterproof and have lots and lots of insulation. I'm also wearing tights underneath. Not sure what to do at the moment with this weather, because you don't know if you're too cold, you're too hot. I'm absolutely roasting in the house, but go outside and the wind's cold, and yeah. Anyway, so do you also have weird layers that you're on, or do you just go out and freeze? Because me personally, I have a little condition called Raynaud's disease, which means that my extremities can get cold, like my hands, like you can see the back of them is red, which shows that the blood circulation is different in my fingers and my toes, and I can get really, really swollen toes if they get too cold or if they get too hot. It's constant balance. So today I had the vet up to the Major. Now the Major is my 28-year-old warm blood. He is a lovely boy, but this morning I went to feed him and he flew at me, tried to bite me, and was really not himself. And as he's been a little bit off colour over the past week or so, where he's been a bit upset and didn't really touching him, don't want to touch my belly, just go away and leave me alone, I thought I'd get him checked out. So I did, and called the vet, and they were like, oh, we can come out this morning. I was like, okay, let's tell the boss that I'm going to have to take an early lunch, a really early lunch. But no, the vet came out, and obviously I took him out, and it was all a case of, yeah, I'm going to fall asleep. The vet can touch me wherever she likes. Like, you wanker. You try and bite me, but her, you fall asleep for? It's typical, isn't it? Absolutely typical. You say that there's real big issues and they don't show the vet. But at the end of the day, I suppose he knows me most. He knows that he can trust me with his weaknesses and tell me when something's wrong, whereas he didn't know her. And she's a new person, so why on earth should I show her my weakness? It's one of those prey responses, isn't it? Hide the fact that you're not okay. So I really understood that, but it didn't make it easy. So the vet checked him over, and she couldn't really find anything majorly wrong with him. Majorly wrong. Makes me titter. Go me. So anyway, nothing majorly wrong with him, but she could see that perhaps there might be something going on, because he is an older gentleman anyway, so there's always several things that could be going on with age. So she said it could be ulcers, because he's got very bad digestion anyway, because he's too into bread, poor bloke, being a Belgian warm blood, with the proper branding on and everything. It's ridiculous, the things people do. But let's not be judgmental. I love him to pieces, and I couldn't imagine life without him. So she chipped him over and said that we could scope him, which would cost 400 quid. We could put him on gastric aid, which costs 400 quid. It's just ridiculous. So there's those options of what we could do or couldn't do. But what we decided to do is to put him on bute for a few days, for a week, see how he does on it. She gave him an injection of bute and took some bloods from him to do a full profile to see if there's anything cropping up on those. Don't you just love full profiles? They show so much. Have you ever asked for these blood test results yourself so you can read through them? They're really, really interesting. Although you don't have the veterinary skills to read them, you can look at some of it and Google some of it and get a really, really good idea. It's been really interesting actually to get the Major's blood test results over the past 7 years I've had him. It's been really interesting because you can see what's happened. And I've also done the same with Midnight, and it's really interesting to see how she's improved, because obviously the vet says, oh, she's improved, and you can see by how much and how she progresses. It's really, really interesting. So if you ever get blood test results, blood tests done for your horses, get the results, see what they say. It's really, really interesting. I've said that loads of times. See, I told you I'm not very good with my words. So yes, blood test. So hopefully get some results for those in the next few days. It might come up with something, it might not, but the bute that she injected him with has already done wonders. He has gone back to his docile, happy little man. I keep saying little man, he's not a little man. I mean, he's 15 too. That is no little man. And I nicknamed him my big tree. So anyway, so that's what we've done, and he seems to be in a better place. But it's going to be interesting to see whether he's going to be the same when we take him off the bute in 7 days' time, because if he comes off it and he's still not okay, or he goes back to being a grumpy bugger, then it's going to be a case of, right, I'm going to have to do more investigations. There goes my bank balance. Anybody with horses will know horses equal no money whatsoever. But there we go. So it's really interesting that, that he's been able to say that to me, that he's not okay, and that with just a simple injection of pain relief anti-inflammatories he's been in a better place. So fingers crossed he keeps going on. However, I am very, very proud of myself in the fact that the vet said he is in a very good condition for his age. You have no idea what that does for me. He has gone through phases of being really, really skinny. I mean, last winter we were afraid we were going to lose him because he just wouldn't put on weight. Whereas this year he is a nice weight. He's lively. He's the liveliest I've had him in 7 years. So it's all good things. So we're hoping that this stomach thing, or whatever it is just a blip and not anything malicious. But we're wondering though if any of the issues with Major are from changes that have happened recently. Like we've been adding in an extra source of hay, because we have 3 sources of hay. One is a wrapped hay, which is wrapped and has great nutrition in it, although I'm starting to wonder whether the chemicals that are used to make it grow, make it dry, make it okay to be wrapped so it doesn't turn into haylage, has an effect on the horses. Because my herd is incredibly itchy, and that this is the first year that we've had it as a full stock in, so that we can have some of it every day. It's kept them really, really well over the winter though, kept good weight on them, so and they really, really like it. It does smell a bit weird. It has a sort of haylage smell to it, but it's really not haylage. Anyway, rat hay, don't know. Also we have a really good source of hay from a local farmer, which the hay is just, oh, it's gorgeous. He farms his cattle on it, and that's the only thing that goes on it, no fertilizer whatsoever. And our third source of hay is our own stuff, which is, it's fine, it does its job. It's not got any fertilizer on, because I know that I haven't touched it, and the only animals that have been on it are my own herd. But they do sort of favour the other 2 sources of hay. I don't know why, whether it's different types of grass or the different nutrition in it. I don't know. It's something I'm going to have to figure out. Possibly get the hay tested. that's something else I'm going to talk about at a different time, I think. But yeah, so I added in, over the winter they've had the really nice hay from the local farmer and this wrapped hay. And whilst they've been having that wrapped hay, they've all been itchy and it's been a bit weird. And then every now and then we add in a bale of our hay because we have loads left and we know that they're not going to be as enthusiastic about it as the other two hays. But, you know, we just add it in every now and then, and we were wondering if it's the addition of different nutrition, whether there's something going on with my hay that I don't know about, or whether it is the long-term ingestion of the wrapped hay. Something that I'm going to have to figure out. But anyway, so I'd made these changes, and I made too many changes at once, and now I don't know which change is causing him to become grumpy and have these stomach issues, or whether it's something that is nothing to do with what he's eating. I don't know. But the vet was happy with the bucket feed that he's getting because he's an old man, he's got a few teeth, it helps him to have a bucket. But yeah, so I made several changes at once, which I have a habit of doing. I really don't know about you, but I go, oh, I'm going to change this, and while I'm changing this, I'm going to change that, and it's a bad thing. Don't do it. But even with the vet coming and her saying, right, we're going to have to wait a few days for the blood test results, I'm now, what can I change? There's something that I have to change because something is right. Well, actually, you don't know that, so shut up. But it's just a thing in the back of my head, and it's a temptation that I go through every single time something goes a bit wonky. But, you know, now I'm thinking about getting my hay tested, which might not be necessary because it might not be the hay, or, you know, that sort of thing's going through my mind. But I did ask the vet about testing hay, and it was actually really interesting to talk to her about it. I have not a barefoot trimmer, she's an equine podiatrist. She comes to my herd and she's absolutely lovely. Helen Stowell, she's, you know, couldn't beat her, she's lovely. She's been mentioning about getting hay tested because I was saying to her that I was a bit concerned that one of the sources of hay might be an issue, and she suggested getting it tested. And it's not the first time I've heard about hay testing. So I did a bit of research and had a look at it, and I can see that Forage Plus do several tests which look really intriguing. But I was wondering what a veterinary professional thought on whether she'd heard much of hay testing and whether there's much benefit in it. You know, they read articles on health and all that, so more knowledge than I would claim to have at any time. So I thought I'd mine her brain. So I asked her and said, I'm thinking about getting the hays tested. What do you think? Do you think there'll be much benefit? And she said, well, it depends what you're doing and what you're after. If you want to know the nutritional profile, you only really know it of that single bale, because if you get your hay from different sources, you don't know whether that bale is just from one field and all your other hay is from a totally different field that's miles away. You don't know, so it could be totally different profiles. So unless you're going to test every single bale that you have, it's going to be a bit of a fandango. So I mentioned I've got 3 sources and I'm a bit concerned about the one source of hay. Is it actually beneficial? Is it causing an issue? Are there chemicals on it that my herd might not be dealing well with? I don't know. And she said, well, that's a really interesting thought, because only really cattle farmers, as far as we've seen, have had the hay tested. So maybe it might be something to think about. But she said she was going to go away and find out information for me. So awesome. I like it when people say, I'll help you, rather than just, I don't know, check Google. So that was really, really good. So depending on what she comes back with, would you like a video or details about hay testing? Let me know. Let me know in the comments. Drop me a message. Would you find that really interesting? Would you like to know the vet's thoughts? Tell me. I'm really interested to know what you lot think about some of the videos that I put up, what you're hoping to look for. If you're in the Facebook group, what is it that you want to see in there? Because obviously I've got ideas, but I'd love to know what you'd like to know, because you're different from me. You have different interests, different thoughts, different feelings about things. I've got lots of things planned coming up, so I hope you all are following my Facebook page. I'm also on Instagram, not only myself but also the business Naturally Willa, where there's regular updates on the herd almost daily, if not daily. Yeah, so, and also there is a YouTube channel where all my videos are. I'm really interested to hear all your thoughts on the videos so far, what you like, what you don't, what plants you'd like to see, what practices you'd like to see. Let me know, because I know what I know, but what I might know and I think is obvious might not be obvious. So tell me what you want and I'm more than happy to give it to you. So I think that's it for me. I've been prattling on for 15 minutes straight, not bad for my first live. And I will talk to you again soon. Let me know what you think about Thursday Thinks. Alright, thank you guys, bye.